Hello YouTube, this is Sean. I come to you talk to you about my another one of my Cobra troopers, my top five. Um, as you can tell, if you can tell, as I've been going, I've been switching my spot in my GI Joe room, so you can see different pieces I have. So I figured that would kind of help let you know what I have and whatnot, and so I'm not gonna be able to show you the one side because of the window. Too much of a glare, so I won't be able to show you that. But anywho, my next top five character, which pretty much is everybody's favorite, is Storm Shadow. This is my version one. It's not a really good one. It appears to be a good one in this screen here, but it's got lots of yellowing. Couldn't really afford a better one. But I do like it, and I had to have him. He's just awesome. Storm Shadow is part of the reason why I like him now. When I was a kid, obviously, it was just because he's a ninja. But now, rewatching all the cartoons and whatnot, even though he works for an evil organization, he's actually a pretty good guy. He's very honorable, and I noticed that about Destro too. Destro's not in my top five, but Destro is very honorable um, individual himself, even though they both work for an evil. They both, well, Destro has evil intentions. I think Storm Shadow just works for Cobra just because of his past, but he is definitely honorable. And here's a look at my 25th anniversary one. I have, and if you want to know more, I'll put his file card up about him. This doesn't really give him that much justice. If you give me a second, let me see if I can find it. And there we go. And if you'd like to pause, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to read that. I don't think I'm going to be able to read that. But anyway, that's my 25th anniversary one. I haven't taken him out of the package because basically, if there's any figure that's going to be worth any money, hopefully I'll never have to sell any characters because I just don't want to have to do that. But if there's one that's going to be worth anything, it's going to be him. Plus, I already have like three or four open, and I just don't need to open another one. I got him for a very good deal. I couldn't pass it up. He was only $5, and I mean, it's the perfect replica of the original. So, yeah. Um, so that's that. But yeah, like I had the 2 pack and a 5 pack open already of him, and so I just don't feel like it's necessary to open that one. All I'm going to do is lose the pieces, and I really don't want to do that. And if the other ones wear out, which I've noticed on the 25th line, a lot of them, within 5 years already have like really wobbly legs. They don't really stand up for a rugged character. Hasbro originally made these toys for rugged play, and the 25th line, it doesn't hold that standard, unfortunately. I mean, I love the toys, but they just don't hold that standard. So yeah, Storm Shadow is in my top five. Uh, I also, some of my buddies at histank.com, were they kind of liked my cheap foam board projects that I make, customs, I guess you'd want to call them. So I thought I would throw this in here as well. I don't really have much to say about Storm Shadow, except that I really do like him a lot. Um, but here's another one. I did a Cobra Stinger yesterday. I got some good results from people, so I figured I'll show you this. It's a bigger replica. I don't know if I can show you, but just the base itself. And this actually turned out pretty good. I think this turned out better than the Stinger. Vehicles are a little bit harder to put together. But this one, I had the same problem. The towers that are available are very short. Uh, they're very short. They go for like $25 and at Big Lots and whatnot. And then so I just didn't want to pay that money when I could build it myself. If I can build it myself, I'd rather build it myself. I can add so much more. But so just the base from the ground to the box is 18 inches, which gives it a more realistic uh, impersonation of what it should look like. I have a nice ladder on the back. Let's see if I can get that in there. So I have a ladder, and the guys can hold onto it and whatnot, and it looks pretty good when they're on there. And then my tower is right here. Now I added there's a radio in the back, so they can communicate. I have an accessory uh, piece here. I'll pull it out so I can show you. I'm trying. Let me see if I can find my board. Here it is. Um, I'm sorry, I'm a little tired today. The sun. We have a lot of sun, and it's very hot. So if I can bring that in, unfortunately the weapons are black. But I got a bazooka there and a couple rifles, but it holds 4 rifles in the bazooka. I figured it'd be cool to have some extra weapons up there, depending on what mission you have. I also have a weapon on here that does not belong. Um, it obviously doesn't. This is one of the weapons I carried. Oh, before I get into that, I also have a little hanger here. I'll put the whiteboard behind so you can see. But I also put like a little hanger. It's a piece of cardboard, a piece of paper, but it holds the binoculars, a couple of binoculars, so my Joes can look out for Cobra. But this weapon I've been dying to talk about because it doesn't make sense for a watchtower unless this watchtower is over a huge field. This is a weapon I used in the army. It's called a Mark 19. It's an automatic grenade launcher. But unless you're shooting far, it's not going to explode. It has a timer in there that until it reaches a certain distance, if you hit somebody, it's going to knock them out. So I guess that could be okay. But in realistic, most of my dioramas or playing time is in the woods. I have like over 100 pine trees that I got from the dollar store and garage sales, whatever. So usually they're in the woods. So I only have one 50 cal. 50 cal would be makes more sense for what I do. Unless you're in the desert or in a huge field, it doesn't make sense to have a Mark 19. It was fun to shoot though when I had the chance, the real one. So, but yeah, so most of the time it doesn't make sense to even have. It's really, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. That's all I have. The only words I can come up with. I also have an antenna. I don't know if you guys saw, but this, like it says, so this is $25, which was half the size. $25. I made this myself. Cut out all the angles. Let's see. This probably costs, if a board is $4, maybe took up a third of a board, so you're talking about $1 plus accessories. Now, I wasn't thinking when I made these rungs. These rungs are really expensive. I think they're like 30 cents a piece, so that was a waste of time. I could have used toothpicks and got the same climbing ability where they can stand on there and hold a grip a toothpick pretty well. So anyway, that is one of the first. This is one of the first projects I made when I first started, other than the Stinger. And I don't know if I have anything else smaller to show you. Most of my stuff is huge. I made a Dreadnought playset, a house. It's kind of too far to see. It's actually right behind us. Let's see if I can get it in view for you. Yeah, that's my Dreadnoughts. Their house. They're chilling. It's basically the same one you can get at Big Lots for $30. And once again, I didn't want to pay $30, even though it had lots of accessories. So that probably was worth $30. Um, I'll try to take a view around, see if you guys can see it. But it's the same one, same build, maybe possibly a little bit bigger. But yeah, these are my dreadnoughts. They're just chilling. Um, that was one of my first big buildings I made. But I think that's it for small customs. We actually made some pistols and stuff like that too. I don't know where those are at right now. I do have a crossbow. My son came up with the idea. It's pretty cool. Um, we use straws a lot.
Dad.
Yeah.
I fell in the mud.
It's okay. Take a shower and change your clothes. You're good. Hey, um, so it's my son came up with this idea, a crossbow. Let's see. He made this pretty cool when he was like 6 years old. And we actually have, if I could find my boy here, Xandar. Oh, here he is. Here's Xandar. And here's the sheath that we made. Once again, we use straws, and we use those toothpicks that you get at the bar. So here's the sheath. And it fits on Xandar pretty cool. The cool thing about Xandar is, once again, the personals. Um, so it's, I'll just put it on for you guys so you can see. So he just goes on like that, and it goes on the back. And then I'll show you we just cut them in half, and so we use this end for shooting figures, and then we use the other side. It's more like a bomb on the end of it. We use that to shoot vehicles. So yeah, my son came up with that when he was 6 years old. It was pretty cool. Oh, and this, so you know, they slide right down in the straw, like so. And just slide right in, and you can shoot it out. So, getting into personals, I always like to talk about personals. I got two things to tell you. One, my older brother got this for his birthday in 1987, Xandar. And when he came out to visit me, they all live in New York. But, and I live in Washington State. But I offered him some toys to take back with him. I actually almost had to force him to take them in a way, but not really. He was kind of slug. I don't know what the word to use, but he took my Serpentor 100% complete, and he took a transformer called Astro Train. But he didn't like this figure, and I don't know why. He said I don't like it because he has orange hair, and I couldn't believe he didn't like this figure because when he had it as a kid, I loved it. I thought it was cool as heck, and I was so glad to be able to pick him up when I did. So that's Xandar. I don't have another make of Xandar. He's only been made, I think, 3 times. If I'm correct, it's probably 3 times, and the last one was in a 7-pack. And I do not, so far, I have not gotten myself to buy anything offline. If it's not in the area, I don't buy it. I've done a couple Craigslist buys, and they've turned out okay every single time. Um, so yeah. Oh, and I'm sorry. I always show you my 1/6 scale figure that goes along with the figure I'm talking about. So if you give me a second, I'll go get them. I don't see the single carded one, which is weird. But this is Storm Shadow. This was a bad buy, I think. The motorcycle really doesn't fit. It's a cool motorcycle. Someday I might do a review on him. But this is my 12-inch Storm Shadow. I didn't do anything. I didn't change anything. This is how he came. And this is where the error came in when I started this 1/6 scale stuff. The 25th anniversary, when I saw Flint, he was so accurate. That Flint is so accurate that it just pulled me in. But I've talked long enough. I'll talk about my other. I guess I got one personal in there. That's good enough. But anyway, you just I'm Sean, and we are the Weekend Spenders. Sorry Abraham wasn't able to be part of this one. He was outside playing. It's very sunny today, very warm, so he went outside and play. Anyway, thank you for watching. We will talk to you soon.